Well, darlings, let me tell you, dating in this modern world is a bit like trying to find a diamond in a coal mine. It's exhausting, dirty work. But every now and then you catch a glimmer of hope. And by hope, I mean a man who's both strong and sensitive. Yes, you heard me right, because apparently in the dating world, opposites attract like mismatched socks. Now, I recently had a date with a man who was both bold and bashful. Can you imagine, darling? He strutted into the restaurant like he owned the place, chest puffed out like a rooster. But when the waiter asked if we'd like wine, he blushed so hard he looked like a tomato. Oh, the poor dear. Confidence with a side of shyness, an oxymoron at its finest. Then there was the gentleman who claimed he was spontaneous but planned everything down to the last detail. He invited me to a lovely dinner, but by the time I arrived, he had already set out my chair, placed the napkin on my lap, and pre-ordered the food. Darling, I love a man with a plan. But where's the fun in knowing the evening's course before we've even had dessert? And let's not forget the one who was brilliantly clueless. He had degrees that made my head spin. Science, engineering, something about astrophysics, but couldn't figure out how to parallel park. Watching him try to maneuver his car into a spot was like witnessing a rocket scientist struggle with a bicycle lock. I'm still not sure how he managed to get us home without consulting NASA. And then, of course, there was the athletic couch potato. He talked endlessly about his triathlon training, how he could swim, bike, and run for miles. But asked him to walk to the car, and suddenly he needed a break. Darling, he practically took a nap halfway to the parking lot. Athletic, yes, but only when there's a medal involved. But I must tell you, darlings, my personal favourite was the man who was passionately indifferent. He claimed he was wildly enthusiastic about life. But when I asked him about his hobbies, he shrugged and said, I don't really care. Enthusiasm with a splash of apathy. How thrilling! So, you see, dating in this oxymoronic age is quite the adventure. You meet men who are both charmingly awkward, romantically distant, and thoughtfully careless all at once. But we persevere, don't we? After all, somewhere out there's a gentleman who's perfectly imperfect, just like the rest of us. Until then, darling, I'll keep wading through the contradictions and enjoying the laughable paradoxes along the way.